So, I am back just in time for the Christmas mayhem of the EFL season, and it starts right now with the predictions. Hi again, it's me. Today, we're doing my EFL Gameweek 21 predictions. After 3 to 4 match days of the EFL, we are back after, as I have been out with the flu and cold. And not to do today, like I said, at least. I'm going to go generous today. 6 or 7 likes today. If we get it, that'll be nice. And make sure you subscribe out there as we're trying to go up to 200 subs by Christmas. If we get it, we'll be doing 2 things gold. Yep, no messing about. There's a Thursday night, but here is my prediction for a Thursday night. But it'll be a good game to watch. But no messing about with the Friday nights. There's a couple on Friday night. Crew took on Bristol Rovers now in League 2. Steve Evans' first game for Bristol Rovers after Darryl Clark in his second spell got sacked for Bristol Rovers after losing 3-0 to Swindon and losing 10 league games in a row for a club record for Bristol Rovers, as they are sat 23rd. Crew are sat 8th place. So it's a very tight game to watch, really. It's going to be very tight. But I do think that Bristol Rovers will get the manager bounce here. Steve Evans will end their losing run in the league. I think it's going to be a very tight one, but I think that Bristol Rovers will get something. A 1-1 draw for this one. And then the Barrow take on Tottenham now. Ooh, both teams right next to each other in the league table. Not 18th versus 19th. Yeah, but it's a good game to watch, really. Yeah, Barrow sacked their manager, Andy Wing. I think that's his name. Yeah, he's sadly been sacked. So I don't know who the manager is. And Tottenham are doing alright, really. They're up to 19th. But yeah, it's a really good game to watch, really. It's going to be a very tight one. It's going to be another fence. Another 1-1 draw for this one. Now, in the Welsh Derby, at the Swansea.com Stadium in the background, Swansea versus Wrexham in the 8 o'clock kickoff on Friday night. Swansea versus Wrexham now. It's the Welsh Derby. And it ain't the only Welsh Derby Wrexham has been involved this season, because they went to Cardiff. They had Cardiff coming to Wrexham. Now they're going to Swansea. So this could be an exciting away day or an away night for Wrexham. And it's again, what's really Wrexham? In all meetings and competitions, Swansea had only picked up 1 win against Wrexham in every meeting they've played each other. So that's kind of wow. That's kind of impressive for Wrexham. But who blooming knows, really? Wrexham 1 defeat in 10, because they are the draw specialists in the championship this season. I knew it. I knew that would come. And Swansea are 19th, but they're trusting the process. But I really think that Wrexham will pull off this Welsh Derby in the championship on this Friday night. Call me insane, but Wrexham will win here in this Welsh Derby. I think a 2-1 win to Wrexham with this one. Swansea will pull off a good fight, but Wrexham will catch a dub. And then back down to earth now for the Saturday lunch kickoffs now. For Southampton and Coventry now. Ooh, Southampton never underestimated them at home this season after the Southampton manager, don't know his name, got sacked. And now they got a new manager, and Southampton are cooking. But sadly lost 2-1 to Ugly last weekend. Well, I was out with the flu. And Coventry they slipped a bit. They went over a barrier, but they won 1-0 against Bristol City, so that's going to be a very tight. So this is going to be a tight game to watch, really. Coventry they are far away from third. They are top of the table for Christmas, but I have a feeling that Southampton. I think Southampton's going to get something out of Coventry here. I think a 2-1 win to Southampton for this one. In the Preston team Ugly now. Preston, I am calling them the dark horses this season. My biggest grenade in my prediction in the summer to put them 22nd in the league. Now they are third top. I put them third from bottom. They are third top. Can't you believe it? And Ugly are second from bottom, but they beat Southampton 2-1. So yeah. It's gonna be a very tight game to watch, really. It's gonna be a very tight game. I'm gonna go for goals here. I think a 2-2 draw at Deepdale. And into League 1 now with Wigan taking Blackpool now. Ooh, and the Lancashire Derby. Yeah, both teams are. Yeah, Wigan is in the mid-table. Blackpool is second from bottom, but they could still get out of the relegation zone with a win, but it's so gosh damn tight in the bottom in League Two. On 16th and 23rd, they are literally 5 points off of each other. I can't even believe that. I can tell you, it's going to be another tight relegation battle this season in League One. It's going to be another one. It's just, I don't know why. League One is probably the most exciting relegation battles of all in Europe or across the world, but it's really very tight game to watch, really. But I think that Blackpool will beat Wigan here. I think a 2-1 win to Blackpool, and they're going to be out of the relegation zone for a couple of hours because they play at 12:30. And then Stevenage taking on Burton now. Stevenage, I have to say, is another dark horse to be watching this season. I put it them safety. Look at that. They beat Stockport 3-1 and they're 5th place. There was some times this season they were top of the table. Now look at this. They could be the favourites. They could be up there this season in the playoffs. Is this another season that Stevenage will be dark horse? That could be a dark horse. Because in 2022, I put Stevenage to be going down to the National League. And then at the end of that season, Stevenage got promoted to 2nd place. But I always seen a similar season to that. I don't know, but it's really very tight game to watch, really. But Stevenage will win here. A 2-0 win to Stevenage for this one. Then to the top of the table clash in League Two. Notts County take on Walsall now. Notts County, the sleeping giants recently. After losing to Brackley on pens in the FA Cup, I thought they were going to fall off. No, they didn't. They just left that behind, and bam, up to 2nd place. And they're competing with Walsall, and they're right on Swindon. They're above Swindon in the goal difference, so I think, yeah, it's gonna be a tight game to watch, really. Last time I met, Walsall put the Friars over the bag on Notts County to go 15 points clear of 2nd, and we all know where that went. Walsall just absolutely just ran out of gas, and they got sent down to 4th, and then still get promoted. They're still going to get promoted. But you got to feel bad for Walsall, really. But yeah, it's going to be very tight game to watch, really. I think that Notts County will get revenge on Walsall here. Call me insane. A 2-1 win to Notts County for this one. They're going to go top of the table. In the Bromley taking on Grimsby now. Grimsby has also been another dark horse. No, Bromley has been a dark horse in League Two this season. I expected them to be in mid-table. Nearly everyone was expecting them to be mid-table, but no, they are 4th place. We did Accrington quite late on last weekend. Wow, we were war. And Grimsby losing 2-0 to Notts County sadly last weekend. That's at 12th. But it's going to be a very tight game to watch, really. But I think that it's going to be a very tight game. But I think that Bromley will get another 1-0 win at Bromley to wrap up 2025 at home for Bromley. And into the 3 o'clock kickoffs now. Bristol City take on Middlesbrough now. Ooh! Middlesbrough are really, really cooking. They are storming with Coventry. They're right behind Coventry by 5 points. So this could be an interesting time. We could have 2 teams in the Prem that haven't been there since the past decade and there was like a generation ago, and the other was generations ago. And it's a really good game to watch, really. There was one time that Bristol City beat Middlesbrough 2-1, and I was thinking, Bristol City is always up there, and they are this season again. But I think that Bristol City, I think they could do some magic here. I think they watch this happen. A 2-1 win to Bristol City is in for this one. And the QPR taking on Leicester now. Ooh! Both teams are neighbours in the table. We do not talk about what happened to Leicester in the weekend. No, we are not talking about Leicester because they've embarrassed me. They just embarrassed me in that weekend. When I went the flu. And QPR chilling in 9th place. Yeah, I don't know who they faced, but one time they beat Birmingham 2-1 very late, and it was actually stunning. It was to win it, but it's really very tight game to watch, really. It's a really very tight game. I'm gonna go for a 1-1 draw at Loftus Road. And then the Ipswich take on Sheffield Wednesday now. Ooh! Another Sheffield is going to Portman Road, but this time it's the Wednesday. -9 points. This could be the easiest game of all 23 opponents coming to Portman Road this season. I'm so sorry, Sheffield Wednesday. I think we're going to floor them from start to finish. I am so sorry, Sheffield Wednesday, but we have to do this. A 5-0 win to Ipswich is on the cards. Call me that. Now, watch this video. The next day, it'll be 5-0 Ipswich. Maybe it could be 1-0 Sheffield. No. And then there's Sheffield United on Birmingham now. Both teams have been quite flopping recently, but Sheffield United lost 2-0 to West Brom 8 days ago. But when they played, as soon as they start this game, it will be 8 days ago when they last played. But yeah, Sheffield United are 18th. Birmingham is down to 13th. So it's really very tight in the watch, really. It's really very tight. I expected both teams to be up there, but last time we met, it was the Carabao Cup first round, and Birmingham beat Sheffield United 2-1. It's going to be a very tight game to watch, really. I'm going to go for it. A 2-2 draw at Bramall Lane. It's going to be very tight. And then down to League One now. Third versus third. Lincoln versus Cardiff now. Ooh, and Cardiff, what a win they had against Doncaster. 4-3. What a win it was for Cardiff. And they had a good game against Chelsea in the Carabao Cup quarterfinals after Alejandro Garnacho was cooking for Chelsea as they cooked Cardiff in the quarterfinals of the Carabao Cup. And they had a good run in the Carabao Cup, but they're back in League One action, top of the table. They're there for Christmas, and I really think Lincoln will pull off a good fight against Cardiff, but I think they're going to find Cardiff too much. Lincoln, I think a 2-0 win to Cardiff for this one. And then to Leyton Orient taking Bradford now. Leyton Orient have been quite decent recently. They're down to 13th. They were up to 9th at one point. They were up to 9th. They were up to 9th while I was out, but they lost 3-2 to Barnsley. But it's gonna be very tight. I think Leyton Orient could be up there again, and Bradford are up to 2nd, so it's a tight game to watch. Really, it's gonna be very tight. But I think Leyton Orient could get something after dark horse Bradford here. I think a 2-2 draw at Leyton Orient. Then the Doncaster and Plymouth. Now it's 20th versus 21st. And Plymouth, with 2 wins in a row, is this the start of the Great Escape, or is this the start of Tom Cleverley thinking and changing his tactics before he gets sacked from Plymouth? Yeah, who blooming knows? And Doncaster's falling down the table, but they almost got something against Cardiff. They almost did, but yeah, it happens sometimes, Doncaster, but I think we're going to have another goals galore game. I think Doncaster will have another goals galore game. I have a feeling a 2-2 draw in the relegation survival match in the 20th versus 21st clash in League One. Then to Wycombe taking Bolton now. Ooh, yep, it's going to be a game to watch, really. Wycombe are 12th. Bolton is 4th. Yeah, Wycombe, I don't know about Wycombe last weekend, but I think they lost. Don't know who, but I think they lost. I don't know, but Bolton, yeah, the Bolton are up there. Bolton are 4th, but it's going to be a very tight game to watch, really. This time last season, this game was played on Friday night before Christmas, so it's going to be a very tight game to watch, really. It's going to be a very tight one, but Bolton will probably win it quite late on. I think a 2-1 win to Bolton for this one. Then heading down to the Yorkshire Derby now in League One with Rotherham taking Huddersfield now. Yeah, Rotherham lost 2 in a row and now 5 without a win. But yeah, before they went on to lose 2 in a row, they went unbeaten in 9. But then they've fallen off. They're down to 15th and Huddersfield's is up to 9th. But both on concerning form. But I remember one time they faced each other last season, it ended 0-0. So we could get a 0-0, but it's going to be very tight. And it's going to be the exact same scoreline. A 0-0 draw in this Yorkshire Derby. Then heading down to League 2 now to 3 o'clocks. Swindon versus Crawley now. Ooh, it's Swindon's final home game in the league in 2025. And even Swindon are down to 3rd. Yeah, they're kind of slipping, but they beat Bristol Rovers 3-0 away, so that's W's for Swindon, but at home in the league. They've been quite recently, they've been quite iffy recently, but yeah, hopefully that changes against Crawley. But Crawley drawn 2-2 to Oldham, and Swindon are up to 3rd, and it's been very tight, but last time I met at the County Ground, it ended up being 6-0 Swindon. We ain't gonna see a replay of that, aren't we? Nah, there's no way we're gonna have a replay of that. No way. We could do, who blooming knows, but it's gonna be very tight. I think a 2-1 win to Swindon. But I would not be surprised. I would be surprised if Crawley actually gets something out of Swindon. And the Shrewsbury doing Chesterfield now. Ooh, Shrewsbury is 20th, Chesterfield is 7th. But they're doing recently. They're doing as Shrewsbury picked up points against top of the table Walsall. Oh my, they had started early this year, Walsall. I thought they were going to go ahead. I thought it was going to start like a month ago, but no, they kept on winning. But no, is this the time that they're starting early? Is the wheels falling on buses? Also, but we're talking about Shrewsbury and Chesterfield. But yes, it's going to be a very tight game to watch, really. But I think that Chesterfield will overcome Shrewsbury here. It's going to be very tight. I think a 2-1 win to Chesterfield for this one. Then to the final game now, like we've been talking about, in the Lancashire and Manchester derby, or the North West derby, Oldham versus Tranmere now. Ooh. Yeah, it's Oldham. It's the final home game at Oldham in 2025, and wow, we will. It's really again, what's really it's Oldham. It's been a while that they've won a league match, really, because yeah, they've just been stuck at 16th place. Oldham. They have been stuck at that position for nearly the entire season. To be honest, they've been stuck in that position for the entire season. But yeah, and Tranmere are just right above them, 15th now. But it's gonna be a tight game to watch. Really, it's gonna be very tight. On gone 2-2 to Crawley, but they almost won it. But it's gonna be a very tight game. It's gonna be very tight. But I think that Oldham will get the dub here. I think a 2-1 win to Oldham for this one. But yeah, people, and here's the rest of my predictions for this game week and the fantasy team for this game week right here. And if it's my predictions, you can comment down below what your predictions will be. And if you thank you for watching this video, I've enjoyed it. Please like, subscribe, and share. And anyway, see you guys later. Bye.